What up, you guys? It's your girl, Carissa, and I am coming at you with my bestie, co-founder of Warrior Queens Rise, the amazing Leslie Liu. So if you're catching this live, let us know. If you're hitting this up on a replay, holla! We'd love to know where you're watching from and what you think about our amazing topic today. So my name, for those of you who don't know me, or you're just like following my page and you're like, I don't really know what you're about, I've been stalking you. Well, this is what I'm going to be talking about today is something I'm really, really passionate about, and that is empowerment. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Carissa Atkins, and I'm the CEO and founder of Alpha Queen Collective. And we help women become the best versions of themselves by mastering their minds, their bodies, and their businesses so that they can finally start, grow, and scale a healthy company, healthy body, because it's all about the bigger mission. And that's what we're really going to dive into today. But before we kind of get into that topic and what Warrior Queens Rise is all about, Leslie, who are you and what are you passionate about?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Representing the San Francisco Yay area. I'm Leslie Liu, also known as The Warrior. I'm the founder of a company called Reclaiming Your Courage, and I'm a women's self-defense coach. I'm a global speaker and a humanitarian. And what Reclaiming Your Courage does is we really help women, families, and marginalized communities stand in their power and reclaim their voice with a very unique approach to self-defense. So what the F does that mean? That means that I teach you how to protect yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and energetically. All right. So it's it's something that Carissa and I both believe in, heart and soul. And I believe in leading with love and courage, and I'm fired up to be here.
Yeah. So you guys, if you're watching this, welcome to the movement, y'all, where empowerment meets purpose on every freaking level. So yeah, we're on a mission. Leslie and I are on a mission to transform the lives of women globally, fostering personal growth and championing gender equality. So today we want to just kind of come on and start to create some awareness, some buzz around a really incredible opportunity that you get to be a part of. So really quickly, what is Warrior Queens Rise? You heard, right? She's the warrior. I'm the queen. Together, we went to Kenya, 9 months ago, almost a year ago already. And we came back with just an explosion of emotions. And we came back with like, yo, we've got to do something about helping these young women in Kenya, not just the physical health, but also the mental health, the emotional health, like Leslie said. So together we decided we were going to co-found this amazing organization called Warrior Queens Rise. And we just felt called to stand up, right? So many leaders, a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of coaches say that they're all about empowerment. And I'm like, that's nice, but what are you doing? And they're like, oh, well, we coach women. I'm like, that's nice, but what are you doing on a global level to really raise the bar, right? To say, hey, I don't just, walk the walk, but I talk the talk too. And that's one of the most amazing, qualities that I absolutely love about Leslie is like, she's a kick-ass coach. Yes, 100% all day long, but she is another woman who says, you know what, there's a need and I'm going to go and we're going to put, boots on the ground. And that's what Warrior Queens Rise is all about. So the Alpha Queen Collective, along with Reclaim Your Courage, came together. We babied Warrior Queens Rise. And yeah, together we're here to change the world. So first off, we stand against injustice. Okay. WQR addresses very critical issues like gender-based violence, FGM, and mental health. And Warrior Queens Rise, when people support our movement, right, we're actually here helping the world truly become a better place. And what that looks like is we want to bring empowerment to countries that don't yet maybe respect women to their fullest, right? So we want to show that women need to be respected, and that when we empower women, then we can truly change generations after generations after generations. So we stand together as a collective force and provide a very holistic approach in helping them. So our pledge Our pledge is to, well, we're very dedicated to eradicating gender-based violence and ending harmful practices like FGM worldwide. Okay, and we do that through education, we do that through advocacy, we do that through empowerment, and we strive for lasting change. So not only are we an organization that's about it, but we are also getting ready to take six incredible speakers back over to Kenya. And we're going to be 7. Oh my gosh, 7 amazing speakers. 7. Thank you. Yeah, 7 amazing speakers back over to Kenya for a tour called Stand Together, Rise Together. And that's going to be happening again in September for us. And in a matter of 9 days, we're going to be able to impact over 10,000 lives. And that's really important to us because, anyone who wants to change the world, it all starts with one life, and it all starts with one heart, and it all starts with, one handhold. And we get to do this with tens of thousands of, 10,000 plus people. So yeah, we're so excited to be able to lead not only this movement, but the tour as well. So, but that's not what we really want to talk about today. We want to talk about today something even freaking juicier. And I'm going to let Leslie kind of start us off, but we're talking about ending period poverty, y'all. It's a thing. Leslie, just educate us a little bit about what period poverty is.
Ooh, all right. I got to follow up next to a powerful woman. I'm leading this powerful movement. It takes a strong woman to be with a strong woman. I love it. All right. And just so y'all know, FGM is female genitalia mutilation. I'm not one to not be blunt, but if you don't know that exists, it exists. All right. It's a practice. So there's all these problems everywhere. But when Carissa and I went over to Kenya, after we finished speaking, we had a number of girls walk alongside us. Thank you so much for your inspiring words, showing us that women can be strong. And it dawned on us really quickly as we're trying to go to the bathroom that there's a deeper problem than what we thought. There's so much need in Kenya. But when the girls were like, you know what, the other day I really wanted to kill myself. I wanted to hurt myself. That's where our hearts and our minds really, really kind of opened up. We knew that there was mention of it's really access to sanitary pads is really a challenge for us, but we didn't really know to the extent until we started talking to the girls, until we started getting tours of the facilities of 500 girls crammed into a cement walled room, right? Waiting in line to go to one bathroom, which is a squatter, right? Really, really compact. So when you think about this and in that context, we were overwhelmed. Okay, so what's the problem? Okay, the cost of a tampon or a pad in the US is nothing to us. You go to the gas station, you forget a pad or whatever, you buy it for $0.25. In Kenya and in other third world countries, it's almost a form of punishing women to tax it so heavily where you don't have access to it. So that's the first problem. So when women can't afford it, then we were listening to them saying, well, no, they take one pad and they reuse it. Mm-hmm. It's not meant to be reused, but you got to do what you got to do. So what happens when you reuse a cotton pad? You're more prone to infection. Okay, so when you get prone to infection, then you got to go to the hospital. You're really ill and you're really sick. And the deeper context is then, depending on the severity, then you lose reproductive health. You can't bear children. All right, so then you leave the hospital, and then you're left with a huge bill. You already come from poverty. So what are my options at this point? And for some of those girls, it's selling their body just to pay for a hospital bill. Okay, so every month you're running into the same freaking problem. Okay, so we realized really quickly that donating pads and tampons made us feel okay and feel good about ourselves, but it's not sustainable. Okay, yeah. So let's take it to another level. You can't afford pads. You've got to basically become a prostitute. You have no dignity in yourself, right? There's so much emphasis on education, but now you feel really embarrassed is the word that they gave us, right? They're depressed. They don't want to go to school. So if you don't go to school and you drop out, then you're led into another pathway of potentially selling your body again.
Mhm. It's a vicious cycle. It just drives me crazy. Leslie, I didn't tell you the other day, I had a female reach out to me and from Kenya, she said, "Hey, I'm looking forward to you coming back." And I was like, "Oh, Leslie and I are so excited to come back and it's going to be wonderful." And she's like, "I have a question for you." And I was like, "What?" She goes, "I need to know what you would do." And I said, shoot it over. She said, "Well, I really need help with buying some things, and my friends say that if I sleep with them, they'll give me the money to buy these things." And she goes, "But I don't want to, but I will. I feel like I have to." And I was like, first off, thank you so much for just like sharing this information, right? Like a random stranger coming out and like reaching out, like, what would you do, right? Based on that tour that we went to. But she's like, "But I don't want to sell, like I don't want to have sex with him, but I need to." And I was like, "You don't have to." And then in that moment she responds, she's like, "You're right. I don't have to. My body is mine." And you're absolutely right. So thank you. Like, but had she not reached out, right, she would have, like, that was her mindset, was in, is like, I'm gonna have to do this even though I don't want to. And I wanted to share that with you because like this is the very reality of these girls, and their ages anything from 11 to 20. I mean, I think this woman was 17, right? She was in school. But yeah, she's just trying to provide some basic needs for herself. And I was like, well, that sounds like they're not really good friends if they're telling you that you need to sleep with them in order for them to help you. I said my best advice would be to find some new friends. And obviously reminding her that her body, she's worth that. She's worth not having to sacrifice her body for something like that. And I was like, there's always ways to make money, and you don't have to use your body in that way. But that's like, guys, this is the reality of what the work that Leslie and I, we get into, and we hear messages like this all the time. So it's very true. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was like, holy crap, like kudos for another woman to reach out and say, "Hey, I need some help," but
No, sis, I received that. Thank you for sharing that. Like, that's like, we're unfiltered. When we go live, like, I'm like, I hear that because I get messages like that all the time. And so when we kind of go into this fundraising effort, y'all, there's so many freaking problems around teaching these girls about using their voice, about protecting their bodies, and teaching them about consent. Not only do I feel passionate about teaching them about like, you have autonomy over your body, it's about teaching the young men in the country about respecting women and their bodies. So I'm going to go into a deeper problem, even with the silicone cup, but that's what period poverty is. And so whether you're in Kenya, whether you're in Malaysia or whatever, women are being punished. And what's going on in Kenya as a country is now they're saying we want to tax them more. And Carissa said something to me when I was so overwhelmed one day looking at the circumstances, and I remember crying, and I remember just saying, there's just so many girls, like, I don't feel like I could do anything that would make a dent. Like, what am I gonna do? And what she just illustrated with changing that girl in that message is, she reminded me, she said, it only takes one. So as we're talking and we talk about Warrior Queens Rise and we talk about everything, it's like, yeah, we can't give everybody in the country a pad or a silicone cup, but this is the start of a mass movement that her and I are like, this is a boulder and we're fucking running up the hill and pushing the fucking boulder.
And not a lot of people do that, but yeah, share a little bit about why Ruby Cup, like why did we partner with Ruby Cups, and how, like, what a donation, like a simple donation, like $40 can do for a girl.
So Chris and I partnered with Ruby Cups because Ruby Cups has these medical grade silicone cups, right? We're talking about like a powerhouse in the silicone cup movement. There's a lot of brands out there and we're not knocking that. But what Ruby Cup does is They have socially impacted so many women all over the world, and they have a buy one, give one model, right? So I'm going to use the example of $40 because at retail, that's what a cup costs. So if you were to buy a cup, they're going to give one to a community in need. So if you donate $40 and we get a discounted rate for our organization, that $40 you gave just impacted not only 4 girls at least. If Ruby Cup says we have a surplus of cups now because they give a lot, we're willing to match you with an additional 4. Your $40 has now impacted 8 girls. So not only are you giving them a 10-year lifeline, because one of these freaking cups only has to be swapped out every freaking 10 years, okay? You're giving them a 10-year lifeline of peace of mind, right? And their autonomy. So $40 can really impact that. And $40 not only gives them the cup, it also gives them the education. So Ruby Cups has a local trainer who will come on site and teach the girls about female anatomy, about how to insert the cup, how to properly like sanitize it, right? Because it's important to talk to girls about their anatomy. And I'm going to take it a step further. And for some of you, this is going to be real harsh. But the reality is, it's one problem to have access to the pads or the tampons. But when we met with the person at Ruby Cups, they're like, the other problem is the girls had no awareness about their body and consent. So people were sexually abusing them. People were they were like inserting the cups for them. So that's where Carissa and I come into play. It's like, look, like, you can ask us for money, but it's really the education and movement that we're creating around teaching these girls how to protect themselves, how to advocate for themselves. It's like, is that normal? Is that normal for someone, my male teacher, to stick this up my vagina? No, it's not. And you can say no.
Right. 100%. I want to paint one last clear picture of like why this movement is so powerful and you remember it and you talk about it all the time is, I just want to paint the picture here, guys, is like when girls are on their period and they don't have any access, right? And let's just pretend that they don't go to school that day, right? And they don't go to school, then they're, out doing, they're getting possibly into some trouble, right? So if the girls aren't in school, the girls are out on the streets. And when they go out on the streets, what could happen, right, is they could get raped, they could sell their bodies, they could do all kinds of things. But then they come back, right, with their money that they have. And now they come back to school and they're pregnant. And then the schools don't know what to do with these girls either when they're pregnant. So they push the pregnant girls into one area, almost shaming them. And feeling that body shame, right? Who they already feel shameful that they had to probably do something anyways so that they could buy, things like pads and food and basic needs. So now they're just keep getting segregated out now, and they're uneducated. But when a woman is uneducated and a girl is not in a safe environment, that's where things can happen, guys. That's where things can happen. And then she's not educated on how to use her body, how to use her voice, like all of these things. So this is very reality for these girls. So when we give a cup to a little girl, it's keeping her in school. It truly is keeping her in school. It's keeping her, from contemplating suicide because she feels so shitty about, herself or her situation. It's keeping her safe. It's keeping her clothed. So a $40 donation not only helps one, but it's helping possibly 8 girls stay in school, get educated as much as they possibly can, keep them safe, keep their bodies safe. And then that allows them to go out and be, great humans, who have, businesses and who go to, who work for a living instead of selling their bodies for a living. So you guys, I cannot express it enough. Like, you spend $8 on a Starbucks, $8 on a Starbucks that could literally pretty much help a girl stay in school and have feminine hygiene for the next 10 years. Like, what the fuck, right? Like, come on. So I'm calling you forward. Leaders, if you're watching this, I'm calling you forward. Like, no more are we like going to talk about something. Let's be about it. Let's take a step together. Let's stand together. Let's rise together, and let's be a part of something bigger. And when we're in Kenya, we will share the amazing ways in which that your efforts, your donations, were able to help these girls. I promise you that. I promise you that. You will see these girls' faces light up and their smiles, and there's nothing that money can't buy, but like you cannot buy a smile. You cannot buy a life like that. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So
Yeah,
tell them
I
about
mean,
what our goal is and what's the best way to donate.
so our goal is $6,500. That equates to at least 500 cups, if not more. But our goal is to purchase 500 cups. Okay, so our deadline is August 15th. The GoFundMe link is here. And so that's going to purchase 500 cups, and that's also going to cover the cost of a local trainer coming to educate the girls about their bodies, how to insert the cups, how to sanitize it. What Carissa was talking about earlier is intentional action. Okay, taking freaking action. So, how can you take action today? Share this live.
Share it.
Share it, right? Some people don't even know what period poverty is because we have access all over the US and we just swimming in pads, okay? We just have it, right? And we neglect that. So share and help us spread this message, okay? That's one action you can take. Second action, the freaking link is right here. Click on it, donate. If you're a leader, if you're a 7-figure earner, you could easily match $40. All right. If you donate, I'll match you. If you're part of a corporation that's watching this, you could have a matching program for your employees, you know? So I want to talk, I want to call you out as well because everyone's all about women empowerment. It sounds nice, but Carissa and I are women of our word. So when we say we're going to help these girls, we're freaking going. You will see footage of us handing it to them. We get our hands dirty. If we say we're going to serve, we're going to freaking serve. So you can't be about women's empowerment, male leaders or female leaders, and not give or spread this message. Like, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get it. Like, not everyone can donate. That's exactly why the simple action of just sharing this video. Awareness is key to all transformation, y'all. Awareness is key to the ripple effect, and just creating awareness around what period poverty is, what Warrior Queens Rise is all about, what We Stand Together, Rise Together speaking tour is all about. Like, we're not just speakers going over there to speak. We're going over there to donate, to give, to heal, right? To work with these little girls who have had, not so great things happen to themselves and their bodies. And we're, more importantly, we're there to impact y'all, and we're calling you forward too. So, step up. It's time to step up to the plate. You can give, 10, 20, 30, $40. It's nothing for us here in the US. You spend that on a cup of coffee, you spend that going out to eat tonight. I challenge you to take that money and now put it towards something even better that will change the next 100 generations of lives. I challenge you that.
Action and immediate action. Because some of y'all been creeping. Y'all see me and Carissa posting about it. And it's like, oh, I forgot where the link is. Here's the link. Save this video, pin it on your board, share it with someone. Because, immediate action is so powerful. So if you could put it in the back of your head, like, I'll donate later, like, girl, click on and donate. We need to provide these cups to these girls. And I just want to kind of wrap up in saying in kind of the philosophy and everything about Warrior Queens Rise and everything of not only what we're doing in this fundraiser, but like Chris and I just standing together it's very powerful for these girls to see her and I stand next to each other and to understand the concept that she's not someone who's knocking me down. She has a business. I have a business. There's no competition. She literally is like sticking her hand out and be like, come over here. Like, you got to get out of the mud. Like, she's pulling me, right? And then you link up arms. And then I'm like, all right, I got you. And then this is what this fundraiser is. It's like, there's enough for everybody to thrive. And so if you think like your donation is not going to do anything, is like, no, I will tell you, like she told me, it only takes one. Okay. So it only takes one action today. And it only takes you impacting one person. But in this case, you have the potential to impact 8.
So go out and donate, y'all. Help us reach our goal. If anything, right? If you care about Leslie and I, if we've ever provided you amazing content or laughs or love or a hug or anything like that, this is the best way to give back, is to help support us. So share this video, donate today. Your money goes a long way, you guys. And we love you. And we will see you soon with another ending period poverty video. So we're just going to keep coming at you.
Warrior Queens. I don't know how to do a cue yet. I don't know what I just did.
I love it. I love it. All right, girl. We're going to hop off, you guys, but we're going to come back here in a couple more weeks. We're going to be sharing and updating our goals, and we are hoping that you'll help us reach ours. So please, 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 we love you. And let's together change the world. Bye for now.